friends, this is Kim Baker, and today I want to make a TeePee Christmas card with you. I love making these TeePee cards into Christmas trees every year. So I'm going to show you just a few that I have done this year, but this one was using the Joyful Specialty DSP. And I only did the front. I decorated the front side because when it's sitting on a shelf, you're not really going to see the back. This one was using Joyful DSP as well. Again, I didn't decorate the back, just did the front. This one, however, was a challenge card. So I decorated all three sides. That one was a little tedious, not too bad. But these fold down into, fold flat so that you can mail them. And you just want to make sure that nothing is sticking over the edge when you put it in the mailbox. The one that I just made with the Snowflake Magic Specialty Designer Series paper does hang over on one edge, so I would need to get just a bigger envelope to mail this one, but not a big deal. Or you could bend this edge over when you mail it, and I just Velcro mine by these little tiny Velcros at Hobby Lobby. But today I thought we would use some of the Shining Brightly Specialty DSP because I haven't used it yet. So I start, or we're going to start with 3 pieces of 4x4 Night of Navy cardstock. I've scored 2 already for time saving purposes, and we'll score this one together. Then we are going to cut 2 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 pieces diagonally, and 1 1.5 by 1.5 piece we're going to score diagonally. Now it is a whole lot easier to use designer series paper that doesn't have a pattern that has to go in a specific manner. I will show you. So I tried to use this pattern from the Joyful because I love this pattern. But when you close it, the directions, that it kind of skews everything. So it's a lot better if you use designer series paper that doesn't have a specific direction. It did work okay with this one, I think, because it's just all squares and it didn't have to be a certain direction, but yeah, I prefer this items like this. And if you can see the paper I used under here, the Snowflake Magic paper, again, that had no directional design. So let's get started. All you're going to do is put your cutting blade away and make sure it's out of the way. I might have done that once or twice, cut something I should have scored. Yep. I guess you're not a crafter unless you've made boo-boos like that, right? So we're just going to put the points, make sure that both points are in the gutter. Points, points. Shut it and score. Okay. Good enough, right? And now these 3 we're going to cut from point to point. And when I cut anything that starts with a point, I always start my cutting blade in the middle of the piece of paper so that it doesn't squish the point when it cuts. So again, the points are in the gutter. Move my blade to the middle of the paper. Cut. One more time. Okay, so there you go. Now, all we do for this is make sure that your folds are burnished. And you're just going to lay out your cardstock so that you have the top of a diamond. And you don't need them like butting on top of each other. And then we're just going to glue this one in the center. Being sure that when you put your glue down, you don't go past this line. So I want to make sure I stay above this line. Same thing on this side. Okay, easy enough, right? Then we're going to flip them over and we're just going to add our squares. I'm sorry, our triangles. I don't know my shapes today, do I? And when you don't have a directional piece of paper, you don't have to worry about which way it goes. Just going to grab my silicone mat here. I like to make sure that I have glue on those points so that the points stay down. Got quiet. I must have had to think too much, right? Okay. I love using our specialty DSP this way at Christmas time. It's one of my favorite designs every Christmas. Okay. Get it nice and centered here. Get quiet looking for the, making sure I'm centering it. I guess that's one way to make me be quiet. Doesn't happen very often. Look at that, I cut this wrong. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so we need to cut about, yeah, I got it. I'm just gonna cut it with my scissors off of there. How's that for the human side of stamping, right? Get my snips. Okay, so obviously my small squares were not 1.5 by 1.5, but they're close to that now. Okay, so then all I did was added, I have these little Velcro dots that I just picked up at one of the craft stores, and I just pull it off one side, stick it on here, take that off while it's together, and I close it so it lands where I want it. Ta-da! There you go. So now all that's left is the decorating, and I will show you, but I think it's going to be a little too busy. I did take some of our dazzling paper. What is this? The more dazzle paper, and I cut some of these elements out. I think it might end up, I don't know, maybe not. I thought it maybe would be too busy on this, but I might add some of those. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to decorate it. It peeled off there, so that probably wouldn't be a good one to use. This one, I just cut a bunch of them out just to see what we could use, but maybe that. I'm not sure how I'll decorate it yet, but I just wanted to give you the idea of how I do the TeePee cards, and there are just so many ideas on so many different ways you can make them and decorate them. It's a fun little creative fold. That's the word I was looking for. The creative fold. And now the sky's the limit on you decorating them, right? So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave me a message or email me. I would love it if you would subscribe at the bottom of this video, and I appreciate you tuning in with me today. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.